Okay, this is the remix.
Yeah, it's right. Remix. All right, man. Y'all ready? Let's kick it. So look, we're back at it again, fellas. In the pocket. Fantasy Football Podcast. Hope y'all got your notes, got your game reviews ready. We're coming straight at you from the Chocolate City, what used to be Chocolate City anyway. Up the street from the Big Chair, around the corner from the Shrimp Boat, all the way out to PG Plaza and beyond, even including some of the Northern VA in there as well. And so, man, let's get into it, fellas. We don't got a whole lot of time to waste. Let's get into these game reviews. First of all, let me ask y'all this: what was your overall take and feel from week 2? Y'all high on it? Y'all positive? Confused? Y'all ready for the season to be over already? Or y'all throwing y'all chips in? Y'all cards in on your team?
Man, you can't base the season off week 1. You can't, because week two just turned everything around. So it's gonna be a long 17 weeks.
Yeah.
So
let you know that everything ain't sweet, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, it brought me back.
Everybody at Genius after week 1, right? All your draft picks hit. Right.
The only thing we know is Tom Brady is still the GOAT. That's pretty much it.
It helped when your third receiver is AB, and then you got a Hall of Fame tight end that you're doing too that's been resting for the last couple of years.
Right.
That's crazy. All right, man. So look, the first game up, man. Let's take the easy one. Buffalo, Miami.
Oh man,
Buffalo got a donut after they stuck the joint up after week 1. They came out and gave Miami a donut.
Matter of fact, man, that's a good one to start with because I got to question you about the defensive point system, man. Like, what I get, let me check. I got 26 points or something for a donut on the Buffalo defense.
Yeah, man. Look, so we ain't never getting this turn. And Jose, other league, me and Gene, the point system is crazy. Dudes be scoring 80 points by themselves.
Yo,
it's probably it probably gets points for stop on 4 and outs.
Man, it's slim. They got so many bonuses, Joe. I thought I was at a stripper convention, just throwing money out.
Yo, I need to compare that, man, because I was definitely looking at the defense and I was trying to figure out. I was like, man, I think Buffalo and the other league we in might have gave somebody 38, and then in our league it might have gave us 26 or something.
Yeah, so I do know one thing. I think in the one league you start off with 26, and as soon as you score, your points start going down.
Right.
Until you start getting some added joints. So this I know in the pocket fantasy league, you start off basically at the bottom, and then you got to work your way up and get points. So,
okay.
But let's see. Right now, the way the league look, since we into it, since y'all bring it up, we getting beat by a 12-year-old. Looks like
9-year-old.
9-year-old. They don't even make no damn sense.
Nah.
I don't know what to say for yourselves, fellas. I'm gonna blame.
I know what to say. Week 2.
Right. I'm gonna blame Jose and blowing the bag on this waiver already. But so AJ's awesome team is in first place at the moment, followed by our favorite team, Glass Man's Finest.
Right.
At least right now, at least the way it stands at the moment. And Richard looked like he keeping up there as well. So it all depends on how this Detroit Green Bay game play out, considering that they tied up, which is actually 17-14 now. So which is crazy. So
seems like the Glass Man boys be doing
real like bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So look. So getting into the Buffalo Miami games, we can get this out of the way. Miami had no player in double digits at all. Jacoby Brissett came in relief and played admirable, I guess. But Josh Allen, he ended up with two passing TDs, 1 interception, 6 rushing attempts for 35 yards. Singletary and Moss both had decent games, but it looked like they split carries with 14 attempts for Singletary and 10 for Moss. Both actually got 2 receptions, which is crazy. Stephon Diggs got a TD, 4 receptions, 60 yards. Any news on those there? Any insight on that team, on the Buffalo team at all?
They're not. To me, I don't see them gelling right now. They're not. They don't have any rhythm. It seems like they're like struggling to get their rhythm right or their identity. Josh Allen's not performing like he got that big contract, so he's kind of like relaxing now. Stephon Diggs is having a hard time. He's getting 4 catches. He got 4 catches, right?
Yeah.
A certain amount of attempts.
Yeah,
he's one of the best guys. I think in my book as one of the best route runners. So I always thought that he can just get open. So it's something with their rhythm. They're not gelling or the plays or whatever. Something's definitely different.
So you downgrade anybody between Diggs, Allen?
Right now, yeah. This 2 games in the division. I mean, last game was, I don't know who it was, but this is their division game, and I felt like they should have like not the way they blew them out.
They won
like,
35 zip though. I mean,
yeah, but that's not
Yeah.
that's deceiving though. That's not, if you're looking for fantasy points, that's deceiving. You got Josh Allen, who's the quarterback. He had 179 yards. That's not good. He's like what? And when you pick and drafting,
but they didn't need to. It was game script though. They didn't need to throw the ball. I mean,
right. I think
you up 21 zip, you gonna run it, and I think that's what they did. Singletary got 82 yards, so Singletary looked good in this game. You know what I mean? But so we know Singletary is not that good So.
But
yeah, you read about that.
But though, to go to whole Zay's point, is like that Josh Allen completed, I think, 58% the first game, and only 51% of his passes this game. And we know before last year, Josh Allen had accuracy issues, right? So we don't really know if last year is the real Josh Allen, or the first 2 years and then this year is the real Josh Allen, right? Like he's only really been good for about 13 games of last year, right? So it's not just that they didn't have to be great. He only completed half of his passes. And we all know in today's NFL, like that's like horrible. Like if you're not over 60%, there's something wrong.
That's what they used to say about Cam and RG3. If they couldn't, and even went over in Baltimore, and the fact that if you anywhere near 50%, then like Lamar Jackson, they be killing them.
Right. And that's more alarming. If you got a running game and you are big, play action should be killing people, and like you completed 51% of your passes yesterday. Like that's like
not only that, you had one of the best route runners. Stephon Diggs. Then you got Cole Beasley. Then you got Emmanuel Sanders. Like, there's no way you telling me that you can't complete some passes. Like, how you got Bridgewater throwing like 300 something yards, and you don't have Diggs. I mean,
and he's been inaccurate for a longer period of time than he's been accurate. So, yeah, it might be right, especially if you got Diggs. If you got Diggs on your fantasy team, it's something to worry about.
All right, man. So let's go to the next that San Fran Philly game. Only standouts.
You don't want to talk about Tua? Oh, all right, never mind.
Oh, look, we can say about Tua. I would say my thoughts on Tua was that I'm still trying to figure out why we expect him to make it through a full NFL season when he couldn't do it in college.
I know, man. I thought he was so accurate in college too, man. This joker averaging 107 yards per game right now in 2 games. Like, he's killing.
Let's just say that 13 yards he put up yesterday not gonna help him.
Yeah.
All right, so going through.
It ain't nothing to talk about for him on the offensive side of the ball.
Nah, not at all. So San Fran, Niners, Eagles. Jalen Hurts put up almost 22 points with 190 yards passing, 82 yards rushing. Like I said, earlier before we got started. And that his floor is going to be based on his rushing. So even when he doesn't have, he doesn't have it going on in the passing game, at least you can count on some rushing points. I don't really see We got any thoughts on Miles Sanders or Kenneth Gainwell? Their rushing attack had 13 and 6 carries, respectively. Neither one of them had more than 7 points, though. Any concern there?
No, I like their offense. What you think? What you think, Terrence?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say kind of what we expect about Miles Sanders. You know, one of his touchdowns got vultured by Hurts. You know, so that's just gonna happen. You know, throughout the year. You know, whenever you have a running quarterback, when you got a running back who has a running quarterback who's going to take some of those touchdowns. But besides that, you know, I thought it was a defensive game. Not really a whole lot to see on either side on the offense.
All right. So on the San Fran side, Garoppolo put up 19 points. Y'all think you think it's his job to lose, or you think they just waiting for the right time to put in a rookie?
Who you asking?
We go with Terrence and then get James chiming on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now it's Garoppolo's job to lose. I mean, no interception, no sacks. You know, he played a solid game, did what he had to do on the road to win. So yeah, I don't see, you know, they winning, and that's what you want out your quarterback. So.
What about you, James?
Well, on the contrary, I got some personal information from Mike Shanahan, the father of Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
So actually, he was on a local radio show today, but hey, you know, he's talking. But I was listening. Nah, man, he ain't sound too. He ain't give Guapa a huge endorsement. He was just like he was like, you know, he could see his son putting Lance in, you know, when the time is right. And
really?
He was like, yeah, and he was like, you know, they gonna definitely get him some snaps in here and there as time goes on. So like that, like I was like, oh, you know what I mean? So
that sounds like how he used to talk about he used to talk about RG3 when he's trying to get
right.
and he's trying to get Kirk Cousins in there.
Yeah,
like, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so they definitely itching like for him. You know what I mean? I think that's what they have in their mind. Is that rookie RG3 season?
All right. So what's any thoughts on the backfield, Jose? They look Hasty came in, got 5 attempts for 4 receptions.
He has a high ankle sprain right now.
And Elijah 18 attempts, but only put up 39 yards. Any concern there?
Nah,
we're gonna call Elijah Mitchell to get the bag.
Yeah, no concern there. He just they just had a stout defensive line, man. Like I kind of expected that, but I thought he was gonna at least have a couple more yards, more than what he had. But yeah, I was watching that game. That defense was really coming up. It was pushing the line, and going forward, I don't think he's going, especially if he's going against Green Bay. You know, San Francisco is a Green Bay killer right now on the ground. So I expect him or whoever's the running back next week to go off.
I will say I am worried about Kittle.
I was getting ready. That's exactly what I was going.
Yeah,
man. I got a lot of concern. I got a lot of Kittle in my fantasy leagues.
Yeah,
that's one place where a rookie would definitely help because Trey Lance they'll do a lot of RPOs and they also do a lot of like you know how when you read and then you hit the tight end in the seam. Like right. He would definitely benefit whoever had Kittle on their fantasy team.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like it was going through Kittle before. Now it looks like it's going through Samuel.
Yeah,
right.
So
he had 11 targets and
they don't
86 yards. Nah, not at all. They don't get no volume. Nope. Yeah. Let's just say Brandon Ayuk, I'm ready to let him go.
Are you? I will hold him.
Man, listen.
Trust me, I will hold him.
Our benches aren't that deep in the fantasy league, in your pocket, in the pocket fantasy league. All right, let's go to Las Vegas and Pittsburgh. Another. This is kind of interesting how this game played out, but another upset though. Las Vegas came to play, man. The boy Henry Ruggs, who I was holding on to, hoping he'd do some things last year. It came through and getting busy this year. Derek Carr put up 24 points, 382 yards. It looks like they are. They basically like, look, without Josh Jacobs, we're not gonna run the ball. We gonna air it out, and so they let Derek Carr go, 382, two touchdowns. Henry Ruggs was the beneficiary with seven targets, 5 receptions, 113 yards, 1 TD. Man, they had quite a few people catch passes. Even during Waller had his 8 targets, not quite as many as what was it, 19 last week, something like that. So he was still active. So you're pleased to see that. It wasn't like he disappeared. But on the Pittsburgh side, we talked about their receiving core, and between Chase, Claypool, Schuster, and Deontay Johnson ended up with the top fantasy day with 10 receptions and 112 yards. Juju, who I said I didn't like didn't want any parts of, ended up with 6 receptions, 41 yards, and plus a rushing TD. I'm like, really? He just did that to spite me, apparently. So, any insight or any thoughts on Pittsburgh or the Pittsburgh Las Vegas game?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think like Waller, he'll be a tight end one every week. You know what I mean? Like you just play him regardless, man. Derek Carr, like I think that he probably has to move into at least your flex, right? If you know what I mean, you're playing a quarterback in your flex league in your league. So the Raiders, man, they definitely have like a ton of options. What's the kid number 89? His name slips me right now, but he's been getting a lot of targets too.
Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards. So they definitely have a lot of good options. As far as Pittsburgh, again, Najee Harris, I don't trust him. I didn't like him at Bama, and I think the way like the game is played now, man, like unless you're like a Derrick Henry and you just like a freak of nature, like I just don't see him being like a huge, fantasy impact. Like he'll get a lot of touches, but he won't. For me, I just don't see him making that much of a dent.
He did get involved in the pass game with 5 receptions on 6 targets, 43 yards, and a touchdown. So that was one bright spot.
He did. I just think for the lone player, I just think that like their offense is limited. But we'll see. I could be wrong.
Right now, what is he? He's at finishing 9 right now, so he's in the top 10. And that's based on the pass and receptions that he had. What's your thoughts, Jose?
On Pittsburgh or Raiders?
On Vegas.
Well, I mean, I think Carr is the real deal. I mean, he leads in passing right now with 817 yards, and he played against Pittsburgh and Baltimore defense. So that right there built his confidence up. Even though Pittsburgh once TD Watch went out the game, that's when he started really passing a little bit more. But I still think, a win is a win. Confidence start building up. And once you get that confidence, man, it takes you a long way. For the Pittsburgh side, I do like Najee Harris, but I just don't like the offensive line right now. Once they get gel, then it'll be okay. But they're going to be passing. They're going to be passing to they have tons of receivers. I think Deontay Johnson's hurt, maybe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But so I see Juju, or I see both tight ends getting Ebron and I forgot the rookie tight end. Starting to get a little more passes. But yeah, there's someone to keep an eye on. But Vegas, I think
Foster Moreau. I mean, not Foster Moreau. The rookie tight end for Pittsburgh, you say?
Yeah. He I think he had 5 catches or something like that, or I don't know. I saw him towards the end getting a lot of catches.
He ended up with 4 targets, 4 receptions, 36 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, then we go to Devontae.
I'm about to say
I need that.
And
I need him too.
Hey, just for the record, going back to what we were saying about Najee and Pittsburgh running backs, as much as I don't like him as a runner, Pittsburgh running backs get a ton of usage, right? So even though I think he'll have 3.3 yards to carry and 4 targets, he'll probably get 20, 25 carries every game. And, he'll definitely get the goal line touches. So he's definitely a, RB1. I just don't think he's that great of a player. But just because of the usage that they'll give him, you know what I mean? He's definitely a player.
Yeah, definitely in today's NFL, if you get a running back who getting 80, 75% of the touches, you got to keep him because that's kind of unheard of right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So
just based on their value.
right.
So let's move to Atlanta, Tampa Bay. I'm not sure if there's any insight. So from this, Tampa Bay once again proving that they are legit contenders again for the title. Win the game 48. They put a 48 with a 40+ year old. How old is Brady now? So win the game 48-25. Brady does his thing right now. I think he's at third on the in the QB rankings right now for points scored for the weekend. And from the basically, man, looks like there's plenty to go around in offense. I guess one glaring spot was Antonio Brown. Finished with only one catch this weekend, yesterday. So it basically seems like this. It's enough to go around. However, there's probably going to be one odd man out each week, depending on how the defense plays them or what the game script looks like. Rob Gronkowski, he may be matchup proof at this point in time. If they basically going to give him, feed him, in the red zone like they're doing right now. So, any thoughts on Antonio Brown at all?
Yeah, it's matchup. I think it's matchup.
Right.
I think if they're going to have a shootout, he's going to be more involved. If it's going to be more of a like they're going to dominate, they're going to go to other people.
All right. And what about Atlanta? Any so the big, I think most of us we talked about Cordero Patterson, right? With
Yes.
one bright spot where he ended up with 11 with one rushing TD, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 58 yards, and plus a passing or receiving TD for 21 points. I definitely think most of us have him as a priority waiver add this weekend. Any other insight from the Atlanta side of things, Terrence? Because they had a game script where they should have put up big numbers from an offensive standpoint. But
yeah, I mean, like you said, Patterson. If you a Mike Davis owner, you might be a little bit worried. I mean, he did have 16 touches though, but I do see this looking more like a 50-50 split than what we thought earlier. Where we thought it was just Mike Davis backfield. And if you were Ridley owner, I wouldn't be worried. He still got 10 targets and a TD. So he's going to pop eventually. But so far, I think this game played out like we expected. So.
And Gordon's down a lot too. So Patterson really is going to get a lot of the targets.
all right, so let's go to the Houston-Cleveland game. Oh man, so with Houston, my boy Tyrod, who I picked up off of waivers last week, he was looking good. Came into this game looking good, getting busy, and then promptly went out on him. Left the game early after being 10 for 11, 125 yards, 1 TD, 1 rushing attempt, 1 TD as well. But they lose 31-21 after he went out. They could never come back. I don't think there's much to say about about Houston except for the fact that you don't want nobody in their backfield right now. They're giving everybody touches. Everybody getting touches in the backfield, and none of them look good. Brandon Cooks, the lone bright spot with 14 targets, 9 receptions, 78 yards.
Young touchdown.
Oh yes,
yeah. I got him on my bench.
Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, Houston. I'm. It's terrible that Tyrod went down because their offense was really clicking with him. They came in scored 2 quick touchdowns. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to affect Brandon Cooks, but it's definitely going to be a question mark out there for him. But on the Cleveland side, I think this played out what we expect. The Janovich touchdown upset me. I can't stand when coaches do that. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like, get it. Let Chubb get the touchdown, or let Hunt get it. Who's this other guy?
That's when they all smart themselves.
One thing. I don't know if you mentioned, but Landry went out. So if he's going to miss any time, you definitely want to look at Rashad Higgins. They already got Odell Beckham out. So
Peoples-Jones and Swartz.
Yeah, Donald Peoples-Jones.
I do want to mention a sleeper that I have in the Cleveland roster right now. His name is Demetric Felton. He's a wide receiver / running back.
Two catches, 1 TD.
Mm-hmm. And he got return yards. So if you got a fantasy team that has return yards for points, he had like 63 yards return. So I would definitely keep him in the backfield in your bench right now. If you can pick him up, hold him until like playoffs, he'll be able to get out there. Especially now with Landry, he's dynamic. So
interesting enough, right? So Landry went out at the time. He had one target, 1 reception, 9 yards. But the tight ends, they had 3 different tight ends had 3 or more targets. Ended up with a total of 11 receptions and over 100 yards. So do you think any of those tight ends, with Landry out, they struggled up at all?
Yeah.
Or do you think between Harrison Bryant, Austin Hooper, and David Njoku?
I think it'll be Njoku and Harris. I mean, not Harris.
Hooper or Harrison Bryant.
Yeah. And then I think because that year, Stefanski, the coach, he was the coordinator for Minnesota, and he had Irv Smith and Kyle Rudolph. So he used to use those 2 receivers. I mean, those 2 tight ends a lot.
Okay. All right. Next up, let's go to Carolina, New Orleans. I'm not sure how many of y'all predicted this, but Sam Donald, we was all on the Jameis Winston bandwagon early on, but Sam Donald came out, gave us 19, almost 20 points, and 305 yards, 2 TDs on 26-38 passing. My man CMC, he basically again demonstrates why he's the number 1 fantasy pickup year in and year out for the last couple of years. So when he's not injured anyway.
Well, where my Jameis Winston people at? 5,000 yards.
I'm still on it. I'm here.
He got 111.
Don't worry.
You just got mad at Josh Allen.
Listen, he still got a lot more games. He still got a lot more games.
Man, he was real concerned about Josh Allen, wasn't he?
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm concerned. I have him on my
Winston.
team. I got Josh Allen on my team. That's why.
Who do Jared Goff?
Winston, I'm talking about Winston when I pick him up on dailies. I can pick him up matchup.
So real quick, right, if you don't mind, let me I want to tie something in with this McCaffrey take with the last game with Cleveland. You know how we talked about backs, right? And
Right.
this was 1995, backs would be all the rage, but now everything is about sharing, right? So player like Chubb, who was probably arguably a top 3 back in the league, playing ahead would have had 25 carries easy. Let's read off Nick Chubb's line. He had 11 carries for 95 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 target, right? So he has Kareem Hunt only had about, I think, 6 carries for 33 yards or something? No, it had 13 carries, right? Yeah, it had 13 carries yesterday. So we in this world now where like if you ain't got McCaffrey and you ain't got Henry, what running backs now truly deserve to be drafted in the top 5 or top 7. Like it's a crapshoot at this point. So the McCaffrey game, like he's one of the like few backs who are really like hands down worth that number 1 pick. Because he gets so much usage.
No, yeah, definitely. I think Dalvin Cook was in that. I think he's in that discussion as well because unless he gets injured, he's getting the bulk of the carries. He's another guy that's kind of like a bell cow. Kamara as well. So yeah, I mean we all knew it. Like once you got out of the way from that top 5, you was looking at Najee Harris, you was looking at potentially
Zeke Elliott.
Zeke.
Right. Zeke is splitting carries now because like you'll mind a person like Chubb ices the game. I mean, they played ahead for 90% of the game, and Chubb has 11 carries. Like, think about just let that sit in for a second. Like, that's the ideal time that you would want Chubb. And he finished with 11.
I mean, you gotta look at the gameplay. If they were hitting a lot and he's rotating running backs, he's looking at longevity. You got 7. This year is going to be totally different. Coaches know I got 17 games. So you gotta play it different. You gotta kind of balance it out. He might not. Like I got Chubbs. I'm telling you right now, I got Chubbs, and when I do my dailies, I do dailies with Chubbs and Hunt.
Right.
Because they're going to share.
And that's the point exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like even going to the 17 game, that adds to exactly what we're saying is that they'll get less work now because there are more games. You know what I mean? So it's.
I mean, I take it as they'll be a little more healthy because they're sharing, and he does like even with his limited touches, he still get enough to get you the points that you need compared to other running backs. And if you're drafting, you have the ability to draft both of them really if you wanted to, because Hunt don't go until like later rounds.
So do you? Okay, well, okay. I'm sorry, Brian. I mean to sidetrack it. I was getting on to the McCaffrey thing with how he dominates touches, but
right. Yeah, like very rarely we're gonna see somebody with 24 attempts and 6 targets. That's 30. That's basically 30. He had 5 receptions. Those are basically 30 touches in the game. The hold on 1 second.
Sure, if you listen, McCaffrey is a beast. I'm telling you, if you can get McCaffrey, you're great. But longevity, like if he get hurt, like he get hit, that's it. Your whole team is done. Because he takes so much of bulk. So if you can get him, it's luxury.
In the middle of this week, or maybe I'll wait till the end of the year. What I'm gonna do a project. I'm gonna like crunch the numbers on the top 2 backs that share carries versus like you having a decent back and another back and seeing exactly what your point total would be at the end of the year if you took Hunt and Chubb and just played them the whole year.
I mean, you can just look at now. If you just pull up last year's numbers, Hunt and Chubb, and you'll see where they rank.
Right.
Well, Chubb got hurt last year, did he?
Right, he did. And the thing about it, I think that's the one thing that showed last year is that when Chubb got hurt, Hunt really didn't go off. Like, it was like, okay, if Hunt got all the touches and all the carries, all the targets out of the backfield, that he would, instantly become, a number 1 back. But he didn't do that consistently for I think it was like 5 games that he played, whatever. And he almost kept his same stat line when he was
right now. That's that Pollard argument right now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So look real quick on New Orleans. 2 things. One, we bailing on Jameis already, or we still hanging in there.
I'm still hanging in there.
Man,
you hanging in there with Jameis, but not Josh Allen.
Yo, you got Sean
No,
Payton, yo.
see, this is what I said. Josh Allen is on my fantasy team, right? Winston's
but the people want to know. The people want to know.
If
he's like care about your fantasy team.
On daily, I will pick up Winston. On daily, I will pick up Winston because of his price range. On fantasy, I will pick up Josh. If you have Winston on fantasy, yes, I will start him. Like that's my guy. If you have nobody better than him, but if you have him, stash him in your bench. Trust me on that. Like Sean Payton is not gonna allow that. He's gonna get that.
You tell the people the truth. You mad at Josh Allen because you picked him with the 4th pick or the 3rd pick in the 1st round.
Yes,
And
I
now
am
you mad.
Yes.
Nobody told you to draft him with the 3rd pick in the draft.
I honestly would take Winston right now compared to him.
Really?
That's why you mad.
That's tough. My only thing
Hey, look, tell him why you mad, son.
I know. Telling people the truth. That's why you mad.
Yo, my only feeling with Winston is that he's been in Sean Payton's system a whole year now. And Sean Payton is a quarterback-friendly coach. And if you can't get up 150 yards, man, I'm worried about you.
But look at his receivers, though. Honestly, what receivers does he have that's really name brand?
No, that's true. That's true.
I mean,
true.
think about that.
Did we recommend Marquez Callaway for somebody? Knowing yesterday's broadcast, I think we did 2 receptions, 8 yards. Oh man, that didn't work out.
Nah, I definitely didn't. I ain't standing by that one.
I think that was Brian.
But I think his options were just as bad too, though. But I forget what.
I think that was probably right, Jay. That he had too many great ones to choose from.
Yeah.
All right, man. So look, let's go to everybody's favorite Dallas Cowboys versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Any takeaways there, Terrence? Considering Amari Cooper came away with 3 receptions, 24 yards, and a gain that was, I guess we consider high scoring for the we thought would be high scoring, I should say, but the game script didn't go that way. It was better, more so on the rushing aspect of it. Any concerns for Amari Cooper?
No concerns for Amari Cooper. Like I believe I did say on Sunday that I was staying away from this game just because of the Chargers defense. Even though it had a very high over under. It was predicted to be a high scoring game, but one of the things I like to look at is I don't like West Coast teams going east or East Coast teams going west. I think kind of just throws them off a little bit. It was Dallas's second road game after just going up against Tampa Bay. So just factors like that to me. So, but it's nothing to worry. The only person to me you need to be worried about if you was Ezekiel Elliott. If you drafted him in the 1st round, not talking to anybody in particular, but but yeah, I mean, Pollard, like I said, is looking like a 50-50, but you never know. But I mean, it's definitely looking like a 50-50. But the other thing is, Zeke didn't have a bad game. He had 71 yards and a touchdown, 26 yards receiving. It's not a bad game, but so can't get mad at that, I guess.
Right. Also, so Dak, he put up kind of pedestrian numbers, but the thing about it, he was accurate from the standpoint 24-29. It just didn't turn into big numbers for him. And then Austin Eckler seemed to get back on track and kind of went more into what we expected, to where he'd be a better distribution between his run total and catch total, receiving yard total. Ended up with nine targets, 9 receptions, 61 yards, plus 54 yards on 9 carries. Finished with 18 points. At the moment, I think he is at number 5 on the weekend return of the running backs. I actually thought saying Los Angeles, the Chargers should have won that game. Definitely had a chance between that sack call that they got where he got rid of the ball and another opportunity I thought they should have won. But Justin Herbert, he ended up with 338 yards, 1 TD, but he had two bad interceptions early in the game. 12 yards on 4 attempts. Any takeaways from Los Angeles, Jose? Anybody in particular that you look at, or
Mike Williams. I mean, I'm not really high on Mike Williams, but the last 2 games he's actually caught my eye. I really don't know why I don't like him, but yeah, I think he stepped up big this year.
Yeah, right now
it might be a contract
on the
year.
weekend. Okay, yeah, right now he's number 10 on the weekend, so he definitely put up some pretty good numbers. All right. So what about let's move to Denver, Jacksonville. Is Teddy Bridgewater the real deal at Denver? 328, 2 TDs.
I mean, he played
Yeah.
Jacksonville, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Right.
I
Oh
mean,
man, look. Let me ask you this. I've never seen even a rookie coach with so much with the resume that Urban Meyer has come in, and after 2 games, people basically like, look, this dude need to go. I've
I
never
heard
seen
this.
it.
I heard this issue in the
Oh,
box.
the you know what the closest one I've seen is when Dan Snyder brought in my boy
Steve
from
Spurrier?
Steve Spurrier. Oh yeah, no, Steve Zorn was something else. He had no resume. he had no resume, no nothing. He should never even been in that position. But Steve Spurrier. I remember when they like even like when they would ask players, former Redskin players about it. It was like we knew it, we knew it wouldn't work when he came in and whatever. But they killing Urban Meyer, man. They basically like, look, this dude, he ain't got it. They don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. But they don't look good at all right now. Lawrence came out with a big pass early on, and then after that, just basically disappeared. Any takeaways from this game? Like we had Tim Patrick had 37 yards on 3 catches, 1 TD. Cortland Sutton got busy with 9 receptions, 159.
Williams got picked. Javonte Williams started picking up on attempts from his last game.
See, they're basically 50-50 on that, between 13 attempts and 14 attempts as well. So they got the same point total as well. So
Noah Fant did good.
I guess look, playing Jacksonville, everybody should eat.
Yeah.
So all right, so let's go move
this matchup. Who else playing Jacksonville this year? I mean, this week. Oh, I'm picking some of their players.
Let's go to Cincinnati, Chicago.
I was disappointed about this.
Chicago wins the game 20-17. Any takeaways from this? Joe Burrow he looked bad. 3 interceptions. Chicago defense stepped up and proved that they are forced to be reckoned with this season, which is not surprising, given the way they've been playing. But Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, went out. Justin Fields got in and went 6 for 13, 60 yards, 10 rushing attempts on 31 yards as well. David Montgomery. Oh, we talked about those running backs that get the bulk of the carries. Ended up with 20 attempts, 5 targets. Mm-hmm. So he basically had 25 touches, 24 with the 4 receptions.
Yeah.
So that's another guy to keep an eye on as well. Where we know his ceiling, his floor is high. So it's just a matter of whether or not you'll get any breakout games like he had week 1.
I do want to say this, that anytime you have a running quarterback, the starting running back, I would pick up running backs that has a good running quarterback because it opens up that running lane for the running back. So, like, if you look at all the running backs that's really doing good, more likely they have a quarterback that can run or move in the pocket.
Okay. Any takeaways from Cincinnati, Terrence or Gene?
That I think last week, on Sunday we had we talked about the triple stack. Looks like the triple stack was the better option. Higgins got a touchdown, Chase got a touchdown.
Boy ended up with 73 yards on 7 catches.
Which triple are we talking about though? Like
Mixon.
Yeah, that's right. He had Mixon too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, Mixon. You can't. My thing is, if my running back getting 20 carries, I can't be upset with that. He only got 7 points, no touchdowns, but still, like we talked about earlier, if you got a running back getting 20 carries, you gotta leave, man. 20 plus touches, you gotta roll with him.
Yeah. And look, the interesting thing is that the triple stack worked, and Joe Burrow had a terrible game. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my takeaway is just that the last 2 weeks Mixon has totaled 49 carries, and like we just talked about, that's rare. So he's one of the rare backs. He got 29 carries week 1, and he got 20 carries this week. So again, it's all about touches in fantasy, right? Targets for the receivers and touches for the back. So, he's a must play.
Yeah. Oh, here's some of the people probably want to know what you guys think about Allen Robinson with Justin Fields. You think this is a plus for Allen Robinson or a negative? He only got 4 targets, 2 catches.
I definitely think it's a negative. And to one, I'm a type of guy. I believe when I see it. I think his natural instinct is going to he's going to resort to using his athleticism more often than not. When things break down, and so I definitely think unless he shows he's willing to push the ball, but downfield, I definitely see it being a negative early on.
Yeah, I agree.
I take it like this, right? And Ronnie, you might understand this. All right, so Allen Robinson is more of a veteran, right?
Right.
So he's not going to be running around trying to find open holes. Once he does his route, he's like, man, he probably slow down. But Mooney or one of the other younger receivers that's going to keep scrambling, they're the ones who will get the most passes. The tight ends, whoever's going to scramble with the quarterback is going to get the more to catch.
Right.
So whoever has the energy to do
those all script targets.
Yeah,
I can see that. I definitely see that.
Yeah, this is contract year, so he's trying to get out of there.
All right, so let's move on to Minnesota, Arizona, where Minnesota dropped a late one. Once again, they probably could easily be 2-0, but right now they're looking at a donut, dropping their second consecutive high-scoring late game, and so 33-34. Man, what can you say about Kyler Murray? He might be the most exciting player in the league right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
looking amazing.
Yeah.
And every time we had that size, wouldn't he get a chance to play especially quarterback from that standpoint. But he ended up with 3 TDs and 3 passing TDs, 1 rushing TD, and was able to feed Rondale Moore, who had 114 on 7 receptions. Hopkins found the end zone. Even my man AJ Green found a way to get in the end zone with Murray at the helm.
Yeah.
So
Max Williams,
man, everybody got paid.
Right, everybody was eating.
Yeah, man. Arizona was a number.
And then the running backs, Edmund. So Edmund's a big surprise to me.
Chase Edmund.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him. I really like that. He flows well with that offense.
I got him in a few leagues, so I'm hoping that it starts paying some dividends for him. So he never double digits this weekend. So if he keeps this up, man, like I said, this floor is high. That's for sure.
And in Minnesota, Minnesota, they're starting to get the rhythm. The first game, they didn't look like that, but the second game they got a little bit more of the rhythm. Got Cook more involved. They're starting to spread the ball out more. To Justin Jefferson did better on this second game compared to that first game. And they found a weapon.
Go ahead and say it.
KJ Osborn.
Go ahead and say it.
KJ Osborn.
KJ Osborn.
He called it.
What was Arizona's first game? How many points did they give up that game 1? They gave up what 30 that game too?
They played Tennessee.
They would give up some.
Nah, they blew them out.
Yeah,
they did, but it was like what 38-17.
That's the game. Yeah, Tennessee basically didn't show up.
Yeah.
I mean, Tennessee they had to change the whole offense to play catch up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
And then Julio went off. He was going off with catching better.
Aaron Jones touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that. 11-yard TD reception.
Roger said, "Relax, everybody, relax."
The line's gonna do what the lines do.
Right.
So we got KJ Osborn, Justin Jefferson, all the receivers 8 for the most part, at least 5 receptions between Jefferson, Thielen, Osborn, and Dalvin Cook ended up with 131. Any news on his injury at all?
Oh, he's injured.
They were talking about there was what was it at?
Dalvin Cook.
It's something about pick up Madison.
Yeah, they said he was able. He went in the game, but he was able to come back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like
he came back in the fourth quarter.
Okay. The some about ankle or something. All right, so let's finish up. We got 2 more games left. So Tennessee, Seattle, 33-30. He had a barn burner. And man, Superman has definitely entered the building with Derrick Henry. We talked about volume, 35 attempts, 182 yards, 3 TDs, 6 receptions, 55 yards.
I don't think I ever seen a running back get the bulk of the yards as late as he got them in the game. It was crazy. It was like a slow start, and then I just looked at my phone and he had like $150 or something.
Looked like a slot machine going off. With the
right. It was.
I was already text shopping. Like I told y'all, he fell off.
Killed it. Deleted.
Right.
I know that text with Justin. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait.
That's when you get an iPhone, you see those 3 dots.
Right.
So Julio, he got busy this week with 6 receptions, 128. I'm a firm believer that Julio gonna have games where he goes off, but then he's gonna have multiple games where he just disappear. I think this is one of the games that he goes off during the season. And if you play head to head, man, this dude gonna cost you plenty of games. Slim. He's gonna have games. He give you single digits and don't show up for multiple weeks. But if you're playing a season long total points format like we play, then it's possible that if you pick the right matchups, then he can definitely be somebody to help you win the league. Any thoughts on Tennessee's passing attack? Tannehill didn't look that great. He ended up with 347, but he just didn't seem to sharp. He was like 27 for 40 on the afternoon. Any thoughts on him regarding Tennessee and Tannehill?
I think as Henry gets the ball, if he gets 100 yards, I think that's going to if he gets 100 yards, that's going to project more catches for Julio and AJ Brown. If he does not, then they're going to have to pass, and that's when you'll have Julio not be Julio. He'll lose the game in that way because that running game takes away a lot of pressure, because everybody don't want to get hit or want to get stiff on by Henry, which he did again this weekend. But as that running game goes, that passing attack will go as well because that play action comes off of that. So Tannehill is he's a better quarterback when he's able to do play action and play off the play action. He's able to read the defense a little bit more.
Okay. So moving to with Seattle, basically, man, they had where Russ Wilson once again showed up at 358, 2 TDs, gave us over 25 points for the afternoon, and then Tyler Lockett went off, right? And that was good for me. I definitely was excited to see that. With 8 receptions, 178, 1 TD. Now, if I was in the DCPG Goodfellas League, I think he probably gave somebody 70 points on that. Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I got him on my roster.
Man, I can't believe he fell to the 6th round.
Man, tell me about it.
I mean, because you couldn't tell either Metcalf or him.
Yeah.
But Metcalf still ended up with 11 targets, 6 for 53. He just didn't have.
Look, if you're doing daily, you need to get both of them.
Then you talking about a stack? That's a nice stack to have.
Man,
two.
So you know what happened this game? I think they tried to do what Cardinals was doing because there's another guy on their team is the third receiver. He was a rookie, I think, last year or the year before. His name is Freddie Swain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had like 5 targets, 5 rushing yards,
95 receiving yards,
95 yards, touchdown. But he also had a 40-yard touchdown. So I think they try to pass like it was Arizona, but Arizona did a whole different thing. They stopped that run, so they couldn't stop the run, and Henry went off.
You're right. You were joking with that Tyler Locked the comment, right? Like you was there for Ceases.
What
You said
about?
somebody?
Oh yeah, nah.
You do know we got Tyler Lockett, right?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, no, I got him. Yeah, no, I was definitely representing the genius who had the fourth.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to I think we covered everybody except for left the best game for last, that KC Baltimore game. So man, that was what you guys think about that game? Lamar Jackson got busy once again. He started off slow, but
I thought it was good.
once he got going,
I liked it.
got busy.
I want to sit down and have a talk with Andy Reid about how he uses his backs, man. Like Clyde Edwards, like I'm like, yo, why? Like, why doesn't he get more touches? Like, it's crazy.
Look, so
when you got Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, like,
but Ed was hilarious. Like, he started off last year, $120, $130, first two, like every game, and then for some reason they just stopped his touches, yo.
Yeah, so I wonder, was he that good, or did is Andy Reid saying something we don't see? Because I'm trying to figure out, man, he should definitely be doing better than what he better numbers than what
he's not unproductive. Again, it's 2021 NFL, yo. Like, if you got a running back, there's only 3 running backs. Again, that's worth,
Look, but I'll say this: Kansas City had, let me see, 2, 4. They had 4 running backs actually that played in the game. They only had 16 attempts between all 4 of them, and then I think it was like 4 targets between 4 of them. So he's not running the ball at all, and he which is crazy. So that's probably what caused him. Well, he did try to run the ball at the end, and Clyde Edwards led.
Look, you got Andy Reid. I mean, y'all should know Andy Reid when he was in Eagles, right? Yeah. Andy Reid has a tendency. He likes to build his team. He likes to build his team for what he has. Like, if his team is built on right now, Kansas City is built on Mahomes, Kelsey, and Watkins. That's where it runs through. You run through that.
I mean Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. But when you have like prior to that, he had Alex Smith and Kareem Hunt. He ran off of Kareem Hunt. When he had LaShawn McCoy, he ran off of LaShawn McCoy. He runs off what he has as his best talent on his team, which is Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. So he's going to go off of them and Mahomes. So his team is built off of just passing. He's not going to run. His scheme is not going to be built to run. He can do it, but his tendency is just I'm going to sprinkle a little bit run, but it's not really important to him. His favorite is his design for those players, for Kelce, for Tyreek Hill, and Mahomes. So, like, I want to test their running backs. Yeah. Like, you got to look at quarterbacks. I mean, coaches' tendencies. Everybody has tendencies. The coaches has tendencies. The players has tendencies. Quarterback has tendencies. Once you can get a fix of it, then you start realizing, and that's how I pick up. That's how I start realizing who to leave alone, not leave alone. Like, right now, I'm gonna tell you with Dallas, right? The tendency with Zeke and Pollard. Pollard runs a little bit more fluent than Zeke from what I see. Zeke might be the better back, but Pollard, man, when he gets that ball, when he's doing a route, or when he's in the game, it's a different feel, and you can see it off just the TV screen.
My only fear with the Pollard thing, and with that said, I will stop Pollard next week. But my only fear with the Pollard thing is that as a fan, I know Pollard has had 100-yard games before, and then the next week he has 2 carries and 8 yards, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the only I
that's
don't know
Tennessee's,
why he do that.
It's the offensive.
So are you saying you starting Pollard over Zeke, or you saying you're gonna start them both together?
Nah, I don't have Zeke.
I thought you had Zeke.
We're in. I don't even want to say his name. I would just say Atlanta running back. It's the worst, yo. I got him and Saquon, yo. Yeah. And like they killing me. Him and Saquon killing me, yo. So So I got to find like a spot for like something to just to get some type of production out of my running back spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week would have been a week, or this week would have been a week for Pollard, but who knew? But see, that's my fear though, is that they're not the type, like they've had this happen before with Pollard. Like Pollard is clearly the more explosive back at this point. I don't know if he's better because he might can't take the pound that he can't pass block, but just from like in space standpoint, he's the more explosive back. But they do not force touches to him. But like Jose said, it could be just scheme, it could be tendencies, it could be just, the way that they see the defense playing. Who knows?
It's the coordinator, man. Because think about this, right? Zeke didn't touch the ball first game, right? And I really want you to pay attention to this because this is your team, right? He didn't touch the ball the first thing, right? Zeke is getting paid all that money. Well, you think Jerry Jones didn't call down the coordinator like, y'all, you need to get to the running back.
See, I disagree, right?
I guarantee they're a passing team. They're a passing team, without a doubt. Like Zeke don't fit that offense because they're a passing team.
See, that's where I disagree. So like I believe that Tampa Bay, they were just like, we can't run on that front, and we don't have Zach Martin, so we're gonna attack him on the edges. Zeke also, to me, he fits because he's a great pass blocker. The Chargers played too high, like two safeties high, and they only had like 6 in the box, and so they're going to run every time with that, right? And they had Zach back, So I just feel like that they can play multiple ways, and if you go too high safeties, then you'll run. But if they go 7 or 8 in the box, then they'll throw because of the weapons that they have on the edge. So I think that the defensive scheme dictated, what I'm saying, what they did as it should be. I feel like if you got a pass look 50 times, you should pass it 50 times. If you got to run look 30 times, you should run it 30 times. That's just how I feel, So I'm not too mad about that though, But you're right though. Like as they get more weapons, Lamb, Gallup, I do think that they become more of a passing team. It's a passing league, and Pollard fits that better than Zeke because he can play in space.
All right, so we can wrap up the game reviews. All right, before we get into the waiver pickups, I'm gonna throw 3 names out at you, and I want you to tell me whether or not it's time to panic, or whether or not it's time to panic or be patient. And I'm gonna go with the first one that's near and dear to my heart, Brandon Ayuk. For me, it's time to panic. I'm not impressed by 49ers offense. He hasn't done. There's no real explanation as to why one his snap count has been reduced, and what he's getting, he had the time that he is getting, he hasn't produced it as well. And so he's running the third most routes for him during the first 2 games. However, it produces nothing. Debo gets the majority of of the targets as far as and it looks like he's primed for a breakout campaign this year, and so I just don't see it, especially when the offense is not really clicking like that. What's your thoughts on that, Terrence? Brandon, are you time to panic or be patient?
Well, it's time to panic for sure. I mean, I don't know if it's time to panic because I don't know how much you expected out of him. I mean, like where did you? I mean, I don't know where he was drafted, but like what round, But if he's your first or second wide receiver, then you gotta panic. I mean, so that's more of your drafting strategy question, because I didn't have him in the top 24. I always had Debo ahead of him, and then to be honest, next in line is the tight end. If anybody need more more catches on that team.
I
So,
thought he would be good enough for a flex play with a high floor. With maybe an occasional breakout game. But he hasn't done. He's not even.
One catch all year.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be.
He's not even rostered.
Yeah.
So check this out. So the next one we're gonna go to somebody that we just talked about, who wanted to remain nameless, Mike Davis, running back from Atlanta. The time to panic.
Man,
He
was drafted as the RB2 this year.
Yeah,
I'll be waving the white flag on that one.
Yeah, because here's the take. My take on that is just simple. They're always down anyway. Like it's amazing he got 16 touches last year because they're always losing. So you know what I mean. And they got Patterson that they could bring out the backfield if they wanted to pass. Give him different looks. So he ain't getting receptions when they're down. So panic.
I'm panicking. I got him. I benched him this week for Kareem Hunt. And
that was a smart move.
Yeah, but I mean, if you in a 4-point PPR league, he's still serviceable. I mean, I think he had 7 catches. So, if you're in a 4-point PPR league, he's still getting you something.
I'm definitely. Yeah, like he hasn't had me I haven't been like a complete dub, but yeah, man, yeah.
All right, so last one. Robbie Anderson, wide receiver, Carolina. The DJ Moore getting things, he cooking, and their quarterback actually looks half decent, but yeah, he hasn't done much. He had three catches for 38 yards. So the time to panic or be patient.
Be patient. Don't panic on that. He's Sam Darnold's favorite receiver when he was on the Jets. I think the Saints try to double him because of his speed. I wouldn't panic. I keep him in there.
I think it's similar to you can San Fran. Like I feel like there's only enough balls to go around for 2 people. And it's going to be Moore, and it's going to be McCaffrey.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Unless you play like a wide open offense, I don't think that he's going to get a ton of...
Call out the receptions. What was the reception between Terrence Marshall, McCaffrey, DJ Moore, and Anderson? And I think there's another tight end.
Let me see who they got.
What's the tight end name? And then they got Hubbard, I think.
So Terrence Marshall had 3 receptions in both games against the Jets and the Saints. 26 yards to 17. More, but see, that's why I'm only comparing 3 people because I don't think there's enough credit to even make it to 4, right? You know what I mean? Like the top 3. And Moore had 6 catches and 8. His targets, let me see, I'm trying to find his targets.
Because Sam Darnold has he's 5th in yards right now. They're going to be passing.
A lot of that is going out the backfield, to McCaffrey and them yak yards.
No, he's going to get his numbers. But the thing is, though, Anderson's going to get 4 catches, 120. 4 catches of 90 yards and a touchdown. He's going to get those long.
Gosh.
Right.
Galloway.
You're right. Sam Darnold has 279 game 1 and 305 in game 2. So he's definitely doing enough numbers to spread the wealth around. I just feel like,
Man, the lines is lining again.
Lines is lining.
He out there in the Jordans getting looking Man,
this
something in
joint
the
on
water out
rain,
there.
getting blitzed, and
Right.
Matthew Stafford looked like an all pro out there joint for the rain.
Stop. It was all good just a week ago.
A man with this nice locker, he got a brand new SoFi stadium locker.
Right. Out there, that nice weather.
Right.
He out there happy as I don't know what right
Right,
now.
right. Yo, he got all his weapons. He got Woods. He got that
Right.
great offensive mind coaching him. This Joker went to Detroit. He went to go with.
All right, man. So look, let's get into it, man. On the go around the room. Who's your early waiver pickups? We start with you, Gene. Who you looking at this week?
I had early. So depending on how deep the league is, right? So if you press for a quarterback, right? You can definitely go with Garoppolo, but I like to call him Garoppolo just so you know, I know what the name is. Just because you know what I mean, he will definitely get you something. Sterling Shepard is available. And I think like 40% of leagues if you're on CBS. And you can probably go with Nelson Aguilar is available in half of the leagues if you got 12 people or over. He's definitely a good pickup for the Eagles because right now it looks like that Jalen Hurts is actually spreading the ball around. He's not really giving it to one person. So, in deep leagues, if you're just trying to find someone, those three are definitely good. And for a running back, again, James White is available in more than half of the leagues. And the Patriots always share time. So, at this point, if you're looking for someone, it's just someone to fill a spot, get you 8 to 10 points. I think those are some pretty good options.
All right. What about you, Terrence? Who you looking at early?
Yeah, I don't know how available Sony Michael is, but I would take a look at him. I saw that Henderson had a small injury. They don't know if he's gonna miss any time or not, but he missed the fourth quarter. And then I think that's all I pretty much see. I would check out the receiver, the running backs for San Fran. Like Jose said, it's been a lot of injuries over there, so I will monitor who they picking up. They always been a big running team, so whoever gonna get the ball back there, if none of those guys can go, can be serviceable. So that's all I have for this week.
All right. What about you, Jose?
Man,
How low can you go?
all right. So if you got quarterbacks available, Derek Carr, if he's still available, Sam Darnold still available, I would pick them up. Bridgewater, if he's still available, I'll pick him up. Receivers, Marquise Brown, I think he's available in a couple leagues. Him and Sammy Watkins, I'll pick them up. Freddie Swain from Seattle, receiver, I'll pick him up. Also, Darius Slayton. I know he made that big drop, but Darnell Jones is putting that ball around.
After the Featherstone type of drop he had, Featherstone from Necessary Roughness.
Yeah, but he still had 6 targets, 3 receptions, 54 yards. I mean, he's speed. He's all about speed, And this name right here, I got 2 deep sleepers to keep an eye on. Braxton Berrios from Jets. He's their kick returner, punt returner, I believe, and also he's taking the place of James Crowder. So once he comes back, of course, he'll go down. But if Crowder can't keep going, he gets hurt a lot. I definitely pick him up. He had 11 targets this last game, 7 receptions, 73 yards receiving. And then also Demetric Felton from the Cleveland Browns. He's wide receiver / running back. He had this nice catch for like 50 yards.
Oh, did we lose Jose? Looks like we might have lost Jose.
Yeah.
Both of them gone?
No, I'm here.
Jane's still there.
Oh, okay.
I'm still here.
All right, like you cut off, you pause for a minute.
Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
For Jose.
Felton.
Felton? Okay.
Yeah. wide receiver, running back. You can definitely if you get him, stash him away, have him wait until like the middle of the season, he'll start picking up. But he's able to play running back and receiver. So in a pinch, you can have 4 running backs potentially if you have a flex.
Okay. All right. So here are my picks for the week. Early waiver pickups. Folks, you can look to target. J.D. McKissick. He had a big game on
Forgot about him
night.
Thursday game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had the Thursday game.
I didn't forget.
His target share increased from 4.5% to 13.5%. While Antonio Gibson's went down in the game where they needed to get the ball out of the backfield. And so especially if you're in a PPR or had PPR league, he can definitely be somebody that you want to target. I'm big on Cordero Patterson as well. So big C-Pat is barely rostered in most leagues. I only think he's over 15% rostered. Getting 5 or 6 targets last week, 50 yards and a touchdown through the air. He's getting ground. He's getting running back touches as well, and he has a wide receiver running back designation. So he gives you options there also. On the receiver side of things, I still like Rondale Moore with Arizona. And so he definitely somebody you should be looking at to pick up this week. Tim Patrick is still out there, and almost 80% of all leagues.
What about KJ?
KJ Osborn. I was hoping you said him. I was trying to keep mine to. I was going to steal your thunder, but you can speak on.
No. If you're on board, if anybody see him, hey, go ahead and speak. We're all about the team.
If you're in a 2 quarterback league, in particular, with Tyrod Taylor going down, if you want to pick up another quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, somebody that you may want to target as well. He seems to be putting up some decent numbers consistently so far this year, and so it's somebody that you may want to take a look at. I don't have any tight ends at the moment that I'm really targeting, but that's what I got. I think KJ Osborn's is definitely somebody you could roster. I think he'll be boom or bust. Or it actually depends. If Minnesota continues to find themselves down and playing from behind, or having these shootouts, right? I thought the defense was going to step up in a way, much more this year, but it looks like they're going to find themselves in a bunch of shootouts. So I definitely think that he could be somebody that you can plug in throughout the season, where there'll be enough balls to go around in that offense, and we can, pay some dividends for you. But that's all I got, man. You guys got anything else? Oh, before we go out, what's the score right now of on the Lions are lining? They pretty much I think they called it for the night.
35-17. Aaron Jones got 4 touchdowns.
Crazy. He want me to lead one year. I always have a. I try to get him, man, but I keep getting these damn number 12, number 14, number 12, and number 14
catches.
Draft. I can't get to him. I've been trying to get that dude for 2 years now. Can't pick him up. I can't get a good enough draft spot. So
I do want to point out that, like you said, like for everybody out there who's doing fantasy, it's all about really matchups. I mean, the names are big. Yeah, they might, they're like, might be shiny and everything, but you gotta look at the matchup. Sometimes the matchup would just outweigh the name of the player.
Mm-hmm. And game flow, matchups and game flow.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was on that note, man. We'll go ahead and let the Pocket B take us out.
Oh, please subscribe. Everyone out there, please subscribe out there.
All right. Like, subscribe.
Right, yeah. Like, subscribe, follow, rate, share. On Twitter at ITP_FFL_podcast. On Facebook and YouTube at in the Pocket FFL as well. So, man, once again, another one in the books. Week 3 up, gentlemen. 24 to 4.
Whew, I hope it's better than this week.
Oh, man.
I don't want to change the song now. I'm used to it.
I know, right? It's like the jingle you hear. It's like, yo,
Right.
you get older, yo. It just be
You still old as hell.
It's a brand now,
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man.
Back in your head.
That's what's up. All right, fellas.
All right, fellas.
Later, man.
All right, fellas.
All right, yo, y'all be safe, man.
All right.